Guys, 3 episodes in, we're still doing good. So I'm celebrating by putting on my Arrow hood. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Arrow Season 5, Episode 3, A Matter of Trust. And yes, we are back with Arrow. I'm very excited. 3 episodes in, like I just said. The Flash had 2 really good episodes, and then last night's episode of The Flash kind of was meh. It was okay, but 3 episodes into Arrow and we're still on an awesome track, which makes me very happy. I'm sure Flash will be awesome again next week, but Arrow needed this. Arrow needs to be awesome to make up for season 4 that a lot of fans, kind of lost interest after. Especially the finale had a lot of people really talking badly about Arrow, and we needed this to continue being good again. We needed Arrow to get back on track. That's what the producers were promising all summer long, and it looks like they're delivering. So, like I said, to celebrate, I'm going to do this entire review in my custom-made Arrow hoodie. I do have a leather jacket too that's all green. I got to lose some weight first so it could fit back on me again. But once I do, I'm going to wear the whole suit one day. Hopefully I can do it before the finale, the season finale of Season 5. So let's get into this episode. What did I think of it? So we got Wild Dog wanting to go out on his own. He's still, not listening to Oliver very well. He's definitely the rebel of this group. And I gotta say, I like that Oliver got him to sit down. Listen, he told him like it was, because he went out and he thought he killed Stardust, or Samson, Stardust. For the record, I don't even watch wrestling, but Stephen Amell's little rivalry with Cody Rhodes is pretty well known if you're a fan of Arrow or Stephen Amell and follow him on Twitter or Facebook. So when Wild Dog accidentally killed him, obviously Oliver was going to find out eventually, and he gave him crap. This is not the Oliver you want to mess with. He has a really bad temper once again. He kind of did even in season 3 and 4, but he was more loosened up. This is Oliver back to basics, and I really love that, especially that scene where he's interrogating that guy. He hung him up and was like, I'm gonna leave. I missed this Oliver. I realized during this episode how much I actually missed this version of Oliver Queen, and I'm really happy that we got him back. And obviously Oliver still realizes when he can be a little bit too tough, so he kind of apologized towards the end there, especially when Wild Dog offered to listen to him. Oliver was, when Wild Dog offered to listen to him, Oliver was kind of stubborn and said, no, you're staying behind because now I don't trust you. And Felicity had, her little heart-to-heart talk, and I really like that. I really like that Oliver, realized, okay, maybe sometimes he can make mistakes too, and he used the team effectively towards the end to help him get Samson. And even though he couldn't kill the guy, he knew where to injure the guy, because, well, even though you can't feel it, your body still can't handle the scars that I'm going to give you. And so I like how all of that played out. I really like how the entire team, the new Team Arrow, I guess I should say, has come together at the end, all of them in their costumes, specifically Mr. Terrific, because obviously we've been waiting since season 3 to see him in this suit. I knew Mr. Terrific because of the animated Justice League cartoon. He appeared in Justice League Unlimited, and so I remember the character from that, and I was hoping to see how will he pull off the suit, especially with the afro that he usually has. But thankfully, because of a hairnet, I guess, he was able to put that down, and the costume looks cool. All of their costumes look cool. I like even the little reference they made in the elevator when one of them was talking about Wild Dog's hockey mask, and Stephen Amell was, Oliver was like, I think it's kind of cool, or badass or something. And that was a nice little reference to the fact that Stephen Amell played Casey Jones, who wears a hockey mask in the summer's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. It's a fun little film. I also really liked what was going on with Felicity, because she had sent the missile to Ragman's hometown. By the way, I know I said ragtag constantly last week. Ragman. I get it now. I'm sorry for the mistake. I haven't still remembered their real names on the show, so I'm just going to call them by their superhero names. So Felicity was feeling bad, because she overheard last week that he was from that town that Felicity blew up, because it was either that city or the other city or somewhere else, and she chose a place where there would be less casualties, and unfortunately Ragman lived there before he became Ragman. And I didn't know if they were really gonna do that in this episode, reveal it, but I guess there was an awkwardness, obviously, when Felicity confronted him and told him the truth, and he just walked off like confused, like not even I have to think about this, like nothing. So I'm curious to see next week how they're going to handle that with Ragman, if he'll get over it and forgive Felicity and try to understand what had happened, or is he going to try to attack Felicity and kill her? I don't think so. I think he'll overthink it, and he'll look at it her way. I think either that or Oliver's gonna have to try to explain it to him. And he seems like a good character, a nice-hearted character. I actually like him, and when he's in the suit, the Ragman suit, obviously he sounds freaky. I didn't really understand him when he was talking to Mr. Terrific, but whatever. It's not that bad, but I mean, I think Bane was easier to understand from The Dark Knight Rises than Ragman right now. But maybe they should make his voice more clear so we can understand better. But other than that, yeah, I think the character is pretty cool. I guess I should talk about today's villain, Stardust from, I think it's WWE. I'm not a wrestling fan, so I'm sorry if I don't get this guy right. Cody Rhodes. Him and Stephen Amell have had a rivalry. I kind of mentioned this earlier. And he was a really cool villain. I'm going to admit that. I hope we see him again down the road this season, hopefully. Because, I thought he was pretty badass and intimidating, especially that fight between him and Oliver in the hospital, I think. That was really cool, man. And he even was punching Wild Dog earlier before he went into the chemicals. I thought, whoa, this guy, seems pretty tough. And so I thought he was really good. Also, we had Diggle in this episode, and it was kind of mentioned this week that Michael Rowe would be returning as Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot, in the show. And I was wondering, didn't he die? But I remembered also that the way they killed him off, you didn't see the body. And there's a rule in Hollywood, from my understanding, where if you don't see the body, the character can still come back. And so they even use that as an excuse, hey, they didn't find your body, so you must have survived. And we find out towards the end of the episode that Lila tells him that no, he actually is dead. And when Diggle turns around to see if Floyd Lawton is still there, he's now gone. So there was a lot of speculation whether Flashpoint affected it, and they kind of made it seem that way at first. And then they kind of used the excuse, no, you escaped from the explosion. And then, no, the truth is he actually is dead. So he's not. I was kind of hoping he would be back for the long run. Bring him back. Why would you kill off a character that you could still use down the road? And but whatever. I still think they can if they really want to. I still think they can bring back that excuse that he did survive. But I like what was going on with Diggle, that he was thinking to himself that he blamed Floyd Lawton for the death of his brother, and then he eventually found out that his brother actually didn't die, which means Floyd Deadshot didn't kill Andy after all, which I wish he would have, because it would have saved us the torture of what happened during season 4, because I hated that storyline in season 4. Out of all the things in season 4, the Andy story arc was my least favorite. But yeah, it was cool seeing him back for whatever amount of time we got him. Hopefully they do bring him back, but alive and well. Also, Thea is dealing with some stuff in this episode. She's taking care of Oliver's job, because Oliver's not really, he's making decisions too, but he's telling Thea to take care of it. And this news reporter is like being a bitch and trying to make it look like Oliver doesn't do jack shit. But Oliver is doing shit. Okay, you know what I mean. But yeah, that storyline was cool. I'm glad Thea didn't go. I actually felt bad for Thea, especially when Oliver was like being so tough on her. It's like, she's trying her best to like handle all of this, but you're like leaving her in the dust, and what can she do, man? I saw it from Thea's perspective, and I totally understood where she was coming from. I like that Oliver embraced Lance at the end there. I thought it was funny that he only appeared at the very end of the episode. I was like, oh, maybe they're not going to bring him in this episode. But they did. They brought him at the very end there for one scene. So that was nice. Hopefully, whatever this thing is going on with Quentin, they'll resolve it soon. Because I don't want to see Quentin like drunk and depressed in every episode. I want the original Quentin back. That badass version of that character, because he is the Commissioner Gordon as far as I'm concerned of Arrow, and he was better when he was working together with Oliver and his team. I like that position, and now that he's a deputy mayor, that will put him in a more interesting position, I think, especially when Oliver has to do his mayor duties. So I'm looking forward to that. With all that being said, guys, I'm going to end it here saying that I really enjoyed this episode. 3 episodes straight. Keep it on. Keep it going. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I feel like Arrow is back to its core, and I'm really enjoying it. So if anyone from the show that watches my videos, which I doubt, I don't get too many views, but if you are, thank you for making Arrow great again. So with that being said, take care, guys. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, take care.